Morning guys, Mark Fresh, Protect Dog Training. On the road again as always, heading into town to go work this dogo. He was supposed to go home last weekend, but the customer wasn't going to be around or whatever, so they paid me for another week to keep working him and then deliver him back this weekend. So that's what we're up to. So I'm just going out topping him off, so we're going to head to the park and do a little bit of work, and then I'll head to Tractor Supply and possibly Home Depot, that sort of thing, kind of top him off. I had him out this weekend. I went to Bass Pro and it was a great session, and the reason was how I caught the time in regards to their store. And every holidays, weekends, all these things change because of flow. People are traveling, there's more activity here, there's events, outdoor markets, farmers markets, things like that. Just be aware of your environment and try to find the best place to get what your animal needs, what your dog needs at that specific time. Meaning, if it's a brand new dog and he's really insecure, I wouldn't want to go out into a heavy foot traffic and flood him with all kinds of environment. It's too soon. The dog's not ready for it. So we slowly tighten down the screw and start to add more and more as we go along, right? That's what training's all about. So right now he is ready for a little bit heavier saturation. That's kind of what I got this last weekend at Bass Pro. It was pretty cool. So when you get that sort of thing and it clicks, you go, all right, and pitch him, But there's a little bit of a forethought, thinking process and being aware of what you have around you in environments. And that changes, When I move from one place to another, and I've kind of been that way my whole life, where I don't stay settled all the time in one location. It'd be great if I did, but it is what it is. Life is kind of that way. I'm kind of more of a vagabond. So when I was in Norco, and I lived there for about 5 years, maybe more. In Norco, they're right by that Santa Ana River. So the river's right there with that deep, loamy soil. And there's a really cool walking park out the back of Norco there that's really cool, that has a big, about a 2-3 mile, probably 3-4 miles maybe, turnaround. You go around in a circle and you're going by some dried out ponds. They used to have water in them when I used to start, but what it boils down to is I was able to take out a mentor dog as an example, like Joker, and then take out another dog that's a puppy that you got coming in, and going out and have 2 or 3 dogs in a pack and go out with a little bit of a pack orientation and let the strong dog help mentor the weaker dog, right? Not necessarily, they're the puppies, they're just developing, that kind of thing. Or weak dogs, you're trying to work them through things. Having a good mentor dog is a gold mine when you're dealing with reactivity and all kinds of things. If you know what you're doing, you can use that to your benefit. And I've always got somebody that I've got around that I can turn into a mentor dog, right? So that being the case, I like to use that a lot. But when I moved away from Norco, I lost that resource. Right? When I was in Lake Elsinore, as an example, that was another place. I had my 4-bedroom house out there in Lake Elsinore. That location afforded me being able to have all the resources with environmental, as far as Home Depot and outdoor malls and all kinds, because they've got Lake Elsinore outdoor mall there, right? All kinds of things that I was able to get to within 5-10 minutes away from my house. I could just load 2 dogs, go, and then boom, come back and load 2 more dogs, and so that environment that was changed by where I was living allowed me to be able to use that environment. So when you move to a new place or you're at a location, think about that. Get a little deeper in your thought process and realize what you have around you to be able to use as your resource for your dog training, right? And that it fluctuates, it changes based on when you move to a new location, when you go to new places. One of the first things I do is scout out my area, figure out what I have available. Out here in the desert, what I have available is about 45 minutes away. It is a little trial and tribulation. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass because I've got to travel a long way. Like right now, I'm driving into town. It takes me 30-40 minutes to get into town, get to the park. Then I go about 20-30 minutes away from that to get to the Tractor Supply, and then I go to the Home Depot, and everything's kind of spread out, right? So it's a lot more pain in the ass. I don't have the luxury of what I had Lake Elsinore, where I could just go boom and offload and load dogs and go back and forth, right? And every environment is like that. You know, you want to look at what's around you and what you can use and how it's going to work best for your training styles and what you put on the dog. And I've got many years of doing this, so I know myself and I know what I look for in my training programs, etc. And everybody's different. We all do different things, right? I am one to emphasize real heavy environmentals because I really believe that it's the thing that settles a dog, gives them the confidence they need, and allows me to be able to get the dog through so many things, right? Other dogs, environment with people. Dogs show up in those environments as well. When you start having dog-friendly environments like Bass Pro as an example, I've always got couple of dog trainers that show up. I'm in there. I'm not the only one anymore. It used to be that I was the only one. I've been doing this 20, 30 years, and I never saw the activity I do now. And I feel that I'm kind of a catalyst in that. You know, I mean, yakking my jaw at these films and all that. And a lot of the professionals come by and see me, and they start to hear some of my insights and my points of view, right? And I don't hide anything. There's nothing that I've done that's not been done by somebody else, right? You know, we're all geniuses, and we didn't invent the wheel. The wheel's been around for an awful long time, right? Even when you get into somebody like Justin Rigney. Justin is somebody I admire and respect the hell out of. Hell of a trainer. And how it's because of his knowledge and what he's got behind him, you know, in his bag of tricks, but also his verbalization when he communicates, and he's a hell of a teacher. You know, it makes it enjoyable. It makes it fun. His insight, and the way his brain thinks, and what he wants to pass on to the community is tremendous. You know, it's just amazing. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, everybody has different accent points. They have different things that they talk about and they want to bring to the forefront. We're all individuals and we all have that ability. And some are a little better than others at it, right? So how you express yourself, how you come across to people, and how you say things is important. So, all right, so that's about it. I thought I'd get in here as I'm driving into town doing one of my little yak sessions and call it a day. But that was my accent points for today. You know, check out your environment. Be aware of what's around you, what you can use and how you can use it. Times of the day. In other words, foot traffic is going to be totally different in the evening if I go into Home Depot, and then at night there's hardly anybody in there. But if I go in on a weekend, it's always usually busier foot traffic. And I always look for things like they've got the Christmas parade, you know what I mean? Or heavier foot traffic's caused by Christmas traffic, you know, all that shopping that gets done. I'm always aware of what's going on around me and what I can maybe get a little bit better as far as my resource of environmental, right? So that was my accent point for this morning. All right, you guys have a good day. Mark Farashi, ProTech Dog Training, yakking at the screen about dogs as always and the profession. Have a good day, guys.